He wasn't born in America. He used his brother's birth certificate to compete in the Olympics. And technically, he was never a U.S. citizen. But what if I told you he won 5 gold medals for a country that wasn't his? What if I told you he set 67 world records and never lost a single freestyle race in almost 10 years? What if I told you he dove into a capsizing boat in Lake Michigan and pulled 11 drowning people to safety with his bare hands? Some say it was talent, others say it was deception. But what if it was something else entirely? His name was Johnny Weissmuller. He became the greatest swimmer of his century, then Hollywood's most iconic Tarzan. And the secret of his birth stayed hidden until after he died. These are 10 documented moments from his extraordinary life. Let's begin. Number 1. The birth certificate lie that made Olympic history. The official story Johnny Weissmuller told his entire life was simple. Born in Wimber, Pennsylvania, American citizen, eligible for the Olympics. It was a lie. Romanian civil records and his baptismal registry at St. Roch Roman Catholic Church in Friaul confirmed the truth. Johnny Weissmuller was born June 2, 1904 in what is now Timișoara, Romania, house number 84. At 6 p.m., his parents were Peter Weissmuller and Elisabeth Korsch, ethnic German Banat Swabians. The family immigrated when Johnny was 7 months old. They departed Rotterdam on the SS Rotterdam on January 14, 1905. Arrived at Ellis Island on January 26, 1905 with $23.50 to their name. They settled in Wimber, Pennsylvania. And here's where it gets complicated. Johnny's brother, Peter Jr., was born there on September 3, 1905 in America, a U.S. citizen by birth. Fast forward to 1924. Johnny Weissmuller is fastest swimmer alive. The Olympics are calling. But there's a problem. To compete for America, he needs proof of citizenship. His father never completed naturalization. Johnny was born in Romania. The solution? Johnny and his brother switched identities. Johnny used Peter's Pennsylvania birth certificate. Peter claimed to be the Romanian-born sibling, a family-arranged scheme that stayed secret for 60 years. Even his own children didn't know. His 5 wives didn't know. He lived his entire life fearing the AOU would discover the deception and strip him of his records. Olympic historian David Wolokinski confirmed the Romanian birthplace in the 1980s after Johnny died. Technically, Johnny Weissmuller was never an American citizen, and he won 5 gold medals for the United States. The Romanian civil records exist. The deception was real. Number 2. Polio at 9. World's fastest human by 18. Johnny's childhood was marked by hardship. His father became an alcoholic who abused the family, then abandoned them when Johnny was in 8th grade. Just walked out, never came back. But that wasn't the worst of it. At age 9, Johnny contracted polio, the disease that crippled thousands, that destroyed muscles and ended athletic dreams before they began. His doctor made a commendation. Swimming as therapy to build the muscles the disease was attacking. Johnny discovered water like coming home. His mother put water wings on him at Fullerton Beach on Lake Michigan when he was 8. Swimming, hell, for me it was easier to learn than walking, he later recalled. At 11, he joined the Northside YMCA. He lied about his age to get in, and had dominated every race. In October 1920, legendary coach William Bill Back noticed him at the Illinois Athletic Club. Back was a 350-pound taskmaster who would coach the 1924 and 1928 U.S. Olympic teams. He saw something in the skinny kid from Chicago. Backrack made Johnny swear to train for a full year without competing. "You won't swim against anybody," Backrack warned. "You'll just be slave, and you'll hate my guts. But in the end, you just might break every record there is." Back's training was brutal. He'd paid Johnny a quarter to push his 300 pounds frame up Fairmount Hilling, San Francisco, then make him kick a meal because all that pushing is bad for the legs. He'd promised dinner if Johnny broke a record. Johnny was always hungry. He always broke the record. The boy who contracted polio at 9 became the fastest human in water by 18. The medical records exist. The transformation was real. Number 3, first human under 1 minute. 67 world records. July 9, 1922, Neptune Beach in Alhama, California. Johnny Weissmuller was 18 years old. Duke Kahanamoku held the world record for 100 meters freestyle at 1 minute and 4:10 of a second. The barrier that swimmers said couldn't be broken. Johnny dove in and came out the other side at 58.6 seconds, the first human being to swim 100 m in under 1 minute. He'd smashed Kahanamoku's record by nearly 2 seconds. On February 17, 1924, he improved his own record to 57.44 seconds, a time that stood for nearly 10 years. The secret was Barker's revolutionary technique, the 6-beat double tug and crawl stroke. Johnny traveled high into water like a hydro eel skimming the surface. 6-leg beats for every 2 arm strokes, high elbow catch, independent head turning that minimized drag. His secret, in his own words, relaxing at the same time, you are swimming at maximum speed. Throughout my career, iswim for form. Speed came as a result of it. By the time he retired, he'd set 67 world records, 6,751 individual, the rest in relays. His 100-yard freestyle time of 51.0 seconds set June 5, 1927, stood for 17 years until Alan Ford broke it in 1944. In 1922 alone, he set 24 official world records. The International Swimming Hall of Fame verified everyone. Councilman, the legendary swim coach, observed that Weissmuller possessed this nebulous quality of feel for the water. The Hall of Fame put it simpler. You can't get anyone who ever saw him swim say that there ever was a greater swimmer. The records exist. The dominance was real. Number 4 pulled 11 people from a sinking boat. July 28, 1927, Lake Michigan. A sudden squall. Johnny Weissmuller was training for the Chicago Marathon when he saw it happen. The passenger steamboat favorite capsized half a mile off North Avenue. Passengers plunged into dark water, screaming, drowning. Johnny and his brother Peter didn't hesitate. They rowed to the sinking vessel and dove repeatedly into the chaos, swimming through debris, through panic, through people clawing at anything that floated. Johnny Weissmuller personally pulled 11 people from the wreckage that day. 11 human beings who would have drowned without him. 27 people died. 16 children, 10 women, 1 man. The number would have been 38 without Johnny and Peter. The city of Chicago awarded Johnny the key to the city, not for his Olympic medals, not for his world records, for saving lives when it mattered. 2 days later, traumatized and exhausted, Johnny Weissmuller won the Chicago River Marathon. Anyway, the disaster records exist. The rescue is documented. 11 people lived because the world's fastest swimmer was there when they needed him. Number 5. 5 Olympic golds. Never lost a race for almost 10 years. 1921, Johnny Weissmuller lost a 440 freestyle race to Luda Langanga. It was one of his first major competitions. He was still learning. He never lost again. From that day until his retirement in January 1929, Johnny Weissmuller never lost a single sanctioned freestyle race. 7.5 years undefeated. Every race, every distance, every competitor who tried to beat him failed. At the 1924 Paris Olympics, he dominated 3 events. 100-meter freestyle, gold in 59.0 seconds. Olympic record, defeating defending champion Duke Kahanamoku by 1.4 seconds. 400-meter freestyle, gold in 5 minutes. 4.22 seconds world record 4x200-meter freestyle relay gold in 9 minutes 53.4 seconds world record Asanka. He also won bronze in water polo. The 7,000-strong Parisian crowd cheered for nearly 3 minutes after his 100-meter victory. Clearly everyone agreed Johnny Weissmuller was the star of the 1924 Olympic Games. For the first time in Olympic history, a swimmer had stolen the show from all other great athletes. At the 1928 Amsterdam Olympics, he returned even stronger. 100-meter freestyle, gold in 58.6 seconds, improving his own Olympic record. 4x200-meter freestyle relay, gold in 9 minutes, 36.2 seconds. World record, a stunning 17.2 seconds faster than 1924. All 5 swimming gold medals set new Olympic records. Standing 6'3" and weighing 190 pounds, Weissmuller possessed what they called the ideal swimmer's physique. Broad shoulders, narrow hips, wingspan exceeding his height. After Amsterdam, Crown Prince Chikaibu of Japan invited him to become head coach of their national swim team. He declined. In the following Olympiad, Japan won almost every men's swimming event except one. In 1950, the Associated Press voted him greatest swimmer of the first half of the 20th century by an overwhelming margin. The Olympic records exist. The undefeated streak is verified. Number 6. Al Capone sent him a thank you gift. 1930, a hotel somewhere in America. Johnny Weissmuller was on tour for BVD underwear, giving swimming exhibitions across the country. He noticed a little boy at the hotel pool, maybe 10 or 11 years old. The kid was accompanied by a big, well-dressed man who never left his side. They watched everything, said nothing. Johnny befriended the boy, taught him to swim, showed him the strokes that had made him an Olympic champion. The kid loved it. The two men watched silently the entire time. Shortly after the boy departed, a package arrived at Johnny's room. Inside was an expensive watch and a note. "Thanks for taking care of my son, Al Capone." The boy was Albert Francis, Sonny Capone. The two men were bodyguards, and America's most notorious gangster had just sent Johnny Weiss a personal thank you gift. This story appears in Nada Onyx's 1964 authorized biography, Waterworld and Weissmuller, page 53. Johnny participated extensively in writing it. The biography exists. The history is documented. Number 7. From underwear model to Tarzan. The audition that changed Hollywood. Summer 1931. The Hollywood Athletic Club. MGM screenwriter Cyril Hume was working out while writing the script for Tarzan the Ape Man. He noticed a crowd gathering around the pool. Everyone was watching a swimmer doing his daily laps. "Who is that?" Hume asked. "That's Johnny Weissmuller, the Olympic champion." Hume arranged a screen test, but there was a problem. Weissmuller was under contracto BVD underwear for $500 per week, about $8,800 today. A substantial sum during the Depression. MGM's solution. They got Gitta Garbo and Marie Dressler, two of the biggest stars in Hollywood, to pose in BVD swimsuits. In exchange, they got Johnny. The MGM producer reportedly said Weissmuller would never fit on a marquee until told he was the world's greatest swimmer. "All right then, we'll just lengthen the marquee." Then came the famous yell. Johnny claimed he invented it himself, inspired by yodeling at German community events in Chicago as a boy. "My parents came from Austria and I used to yodel with them when I was a kid. When it came to me to do the yell, I just yodeled." Producer Sol Lesser confirmed it. The yell comes straight from nowhere, but Weissmuller chest. That yell is now a registered use trademark. Registration number 221056. His first day meeting Cheetah the chimp. The trainer warned him, "Show no fear or the animal will attack." The chimp lunged immediately, teeth beat screaming. Johnny grabbed his prop knife and slammed the animal on the side off head with the handle. The chimp,